Alright guys, got the car on jack stands. You already know about to do something. Today we're gonna replace a oil pressure sensor switch. It's see, it's located right there. I have the switch unplugged and the boot off. Let me see. Right there, that's what the boot looks like. Kind of deteriorated. I did spray it with electrical cleaner. Yeah, this boot would go over that switch. It's really brittle, so if you're doing this and you do have a simple way to check if this was leaking, all you do is just pull out this boot right here, and obviously in my case I saw oil like pouring out, so I know that sensor is bad. What causes that is the plastic inside of it deteriorates. This is the original OEM one. It's a 24mm deep socket. The aftermarket one I got from AutoZone is a 26mm deep socket. And yeah, I'm about to switch it right now. It's located right next to the oil filter. So I have the car jacked up. I'm gonna go underneath, take it off, replace it, and hopefully that solves my oil leak. I was thinking that it was the rear main seal, but I had replaced that like 2 months ago, man. And I doubt it's the seal. I really do. So if you have oil in between your engine block and transmission, doesn't necessarily mean it's your rear main seal. It could be the distributor seal. It could be, you know, if you have a VTEC head, it could be the VTEC solenoid switch or the cam plug seal or even the valve cover. I checked all of those. I don't have VTEC, so I don't have to worry about that switch, but I checked everything else and nothing else is leaking. And it doesn't pool oil on the ground, and I assume it's because it only would make oil come out when the car is on, you know. So I'm gonna go up underneath and take it off, switch it out. I'll show you the process. Okay, this is the OEM one I just took out the car. Looking absolutely crusty. Definitely see signs of leak oil. You can see around the perimeter of the plastic. The oil is just, it was seeping out of there. And you know, it makes sense why you wouldn't see a pool of oil if it's not that bad on the ground, because only when the car is on will this oil pressure sensor switch see oil out, you know. It'll go through this hole here and seep around here. I'm gonna give you a look underneath the car so you could underneath the car, see how the transmission along the side of the transmission looks oily and light. This is by the oil pan. You see here traces of oil all around here. Oil all around here as well. And that's all because of that oil pressure sensor switch going up. That's the oil filter. You see the hole there? That's where the sensor lives. Obviously I took mine out. Let me zoom in. You guys can see that. The hole right there. Right over there. That's where the oil pressure sensor goes, okay? So I'm gonna hit that up with brake cleaner and put some thread sealant on the new one thread it in by hand. This only gets tightened about 13 foot-pounds. I do have a torque wrench, but my torque wrench is a 3/8. It's not a half inch, so I'm gonna have to go by feel on this one. So needless to say, because I have to go by feel, after I plug everything up, I'm gonna keep the car on jack stand, start up the car, and make sure it doesn't leak. Hope that makes sense. All right. This is the new sensor from AutoZone. Like I said, it's bigger than the OEM one. OEM 24mm deep socket. AutoZone 26, and I'm pretty sure all the aftermarket ones are going to be at 26 unless you get OEM. And this is what I'm going to use instead of Teflon tape, because I've seen so many people break shit and I'm not trying to go down that route. So let's apply this stuff onto this one, and then this onto the car. Thread sealer applied. Now let's go to the car. Remember, it's I think it's 10 to 13 foot-pounds. Really not much. And I don't know about you guys, but the only 26mm socket I have is a half inch, so gotta be very gentle with this. I'm not trying to break this shit. Alright guys. Yep, the reason why you see electrical tape there, well, because, let's go up here. I had to tape it into place because the connection was so loose, man. It would just like, you could literally tap the damn thing and it'll just fall off. So what I did was took off the rest of the remaining rubber boot that was on here, and I just electrical taped that, because at first I was gonna zip tie it, but the zip tie wouldn't hold the metal, so just taped it onto the plastic part of the sensor. So from here all the way up here I use electrical tape. Yeah, so I had to use electrical tape to hold that the connector. So from the engine harness to the actual sensor, I just electrical tape from all the way up here down to the plastic part to the sensor as best as I could with electrical tape. And the reason why I did that is because this connection was so loose, like you could just tap it and it'll come off. So yeah, I should have went OEM, but I got the part from AutoZone. So if you're doing an oil pressure sensor switch on your car, get OEM. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but I'll keep you updated. I might order an OEM one, or yeah, I probably will. I'll order the OEM one, just to have it. I won't replace it as soon as I get it, to be honest with you. It'll probably be until I see a leak or this electrical tape fails. Hopefully it holds. So should have went with OEM, but yeah. All right, hopefully this helps somebody out with an oil leak, thinking that it's the rear main seal when you possibly changed it a couple times like I did, or oil pan gasket. Make sure you check your oil pressure sensor. Remove the boot. If you see oil, change it. Get an OEM one. Don't be like me. I went with AutoZone, and this connection part does not connect to the plug properly. Like, it won't hold. I don't have an oil pressure light on my car because, well, I taped the shit out of it. But yep, I'll keep you guys updated if any problems occurs. It's pretty much any time that I make a YouTube video. So yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks.